Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you guys enjoying your time off. Kind of isolated inside your homes. I think that's the best thing to do right now. So it really frees up my time to release my new series called Unleash the Equity, which I'm gonna have on a new Facebook page as well as YouTube. So I'm gonna have a weekly series. It's gonna be called Underwriting Wednesdays. So today just happened to be Wednesday and had some time off at home. So I'm gonna start the series with something that I was looking at in Cambridge. I can't disclose the address, but I'll just give you every single detail about it. It was presented to me at the end of 2019, so might be available, might not be. So I'm just gonna break it down for you. It's 2.1 million, 12 units, which comes out to 175,000 a unit. Now this is the asking price, right? So there's 11 two-beds and one bachelor. Okay, the monthly gross is 12,000. The annual is 144K. Okay, so now let's just break down the income statement here. So income 2019. So these are actuals based on what they provided. So rental is 144. Right, so what that tells you is it was fully occupied for the whole year. Okay, laundry was 4K, total gross of 148. Okay, so now we got all the expenses here. Okay, now if you look closely here at the gas, I'm pretty sure just based on the cost, that's not the common cost. If you see the common hydro cost of 1,000, that's pretty normal for 1 year. But the gas for 5,000 for common, I don't think that's right. I don't think that. I'm pretty sure the gas and the water, just based on how much it is right there, is paid by the landlord. Okay, so I want to come back. I'm gonna talk about that later. So anyhow, so based on what they provided, the expenses is 71,000 to have an NOI of 77,000. Okay, so this ratio is about, I think, 70%. No, 60%. It's around 60%, I think. 60 or no, actually 50 something. So the ratio of expenses and then the income. Sorry, the expenses. Sorry, the NOI from the income. Okay, so just based on the asking price, their cap is 3.66. Now I just checked, fourth quarter 2019, and this is for the Kitchener-Waterloo area. This is Cambridge, which is not as great as an area as Kitchener-Waterloo, KW. So the range for a B-class low-rise was between 4.5 and 5%. This didn't look like it's not in such a great area, and the building is not up to par. It's an older building. I would say 60s, 50s, or 60s. Okay, so for argument's sake, I'm going to use a 5 cap. Okay, so based on the 5 cap, the number that I got, I believe, was 1.54. Anyhow, you guys can calculate on your own. So NOI divided by 0.05 comes out to be a value of 1.54 based on a 5% cap and this NOI. Okay? So now you gotta ask yourself, is this for me? Okay? So there's one or two ways. It's either it's a turnkey or it's a value add. Okay? Now is this a turnkey? When I first looked at it, okay, as it's being fully occupied in 2019, I was like, maybe it's not. But is there something in the expenses that I can look at where I can lower the expenses and increase the NOI? So I'm going to bring back the landlord pays for the gas and the landlord pays for the water. Now, so how can I eliminate this? Couple ways. Number one, the easiest way is to bill back. But that's complicated because you don't know how much each unit used, right? So it's unfair. One person can be using twice as much as their neighbor, right? So you can't really do that. So the best thing, so if you can somehow eliminate most of the gas and the water expense, it becomes a value add. Okay? So let's just use a hypothetical situation. Okay? So if you can't So if you can't delegate it back to the tenants, you can sub-meter it, okay? Now again, this is something you have to look deep into. Maybe the way that the utilities are set up, you can't do that. So that's where you got to do a little bit more due diligence. If you actually look at the building, or maybe ask a few questions, maybe you'll get the answer, and then there you go. There's a possibility you can do it, right? So let's just say hypothetically, okay? You can reduce this gas and you sub-meter it. Forget about the cost right now. Let's just see what would happen in terms of the NOI as well as the impact it has on the price if you actually sub-meter it, okay? So let's just say this becomes 1,000, okay? So you're gonna minus 4,000 here, and this becomes 1,000. So this becomes 1,000. So you just minus 4K here, and this becomes 1,000. Actually, no. This is completely gone because there's no common water that you use, okay, in a building. But there's common gas that you need to heat up, like the furnace, right, for the common areas, right? So right there, I minus 4K and minus 6K. So now your expenses is just minus 10K. So this becomes 61K, and this NOI becomes 87. Okay? Now let's just say for argument's sake, that's how much you paid for it. Okay? And then now your NOI increased to that much. Okay? So now you divide this by 5%, what are you going to get? Where's the calculator? There we go. What are you going to get? You're going to get a good number here. You're going to get 87,000 divided by 5%. 1.74. So just by changing the NOI, you increase the value by 200K. Not only that, but every year you get an extra 10,000. So then you need to ask yourself, how much are you willing to spend to pay to sub-meter this? I don't know what the cost is. I haven't, obviously haven't seen the building. But what are you willing to pay to increase the value of the property 200K, and every year you're getting 10,000 into your pocket, okay? So this definitely has an opportunity to be a value add if you can, if it's possible, right? So, I mean, it's easier said than done, but for me just writing that you actually have to look at the property and the way the pipes are set up or whatnot, and if it's even possible, right? So yeah, hope you guys learned something from this. I don't know if it's a little bit too advanced for some of you guys, but I'm sure you seasoned investors know what I'm talking about. So I think down the road, I won't encounter as many Canadian properties as the U.S. So I'll probably be doing some U.S. properties, but at the end of the day, it's more about underwriting, not necessarily about the actual property and the location. So I mean, it's definitely the cap rates will definitely be a little bit more different in the U.S. than it is from Canada. So, I enjoy doing these videos, and especially when you guys are at home for these next couple of days, weeks, months, whatever it's going to be, that you can sit down and kind of learn something from this. So, hope you guys